Welcome back, Power Tool fans. This week, we have a new belt sander, a super tiny impact wrench,
an ultra bright Makita, M12 batteries that do things they shouldn't, and Rob shares one of his favorite things.
This is your Power Tool Week in Review.
Today's episode is brought to you by
Skill, the tools to do the job, technology to do it better.
and Spyder Pro-Powered Tools.
It's September 30th. I'm Sarah Lee. That's Rob Smith, and this may be just the cutest belt sander I've ever seen. That is the all-new M18 Fuel 3x18-inch belt sander, recently announced at Pipeline 2022. And the moment we saw it, we were hooked: belt, battery, and handle. And it looks like Rob Robillard was too. He took the time this week to review the new belt sander, carefully reviewing every feature from its belt changing, belt tracking, LED lights, dust collection, and more. This is not a fine finish sander, but an overpowered material remover, and Rob knows better than anyone else if you should buy one. To see if the new $280 super cute sander is in your future, head over to Toolbox Buzz.
My buddy Jim Davis, and I use that title loosely, decided that the super tiny DeWalt DCF 850 Atomic Impact Driver would make a really good super tiny impact wrench. All he had to do was find an anvil and then make it fit, which looked easy. But if anyone can do this, Jim can. And he did, effectively producing the world's smallest compact impact wrench. Eventually, he modified two DCF 850s, one with a 1/2 inch and another with a 3/8 inch anvil. And once they were all working, he of course put them through a series of tests to see if the ultra tiny DeWalt Impact would make a good ultra tiny impact wrench. To find out if he succeeded, head over to Philly Fixed.
When Jim was done testing his new creations, he sent them over to Torque Test Channel, where they did some testing of their own. But while we were there watching that, they published this fantastic look at Milwaukee's brand new high output M12 batteries. A lot of people thought Milwaukee would never make one, but at Pipeline this year, well, there it was. And they were claiming a 25% jump in performance, so who better to test that than the team at TTC. And while they're at it, they had a viewer send in their own modified M12 battery with a set of three 21700s crammed inside, and decided to see if those super big cells would beat even the new HO battery. You'll find out at Torque Test Channel.
I told Sarah I wanted a segment on the show called Rob's Favorite Toys.
Yikes.
Yeah, so she said that was okay as long as we called it Rob's Favorite Tools, and I was only allowed to show you my tools. Fair enough. This week, I have a very special wrench. This should be resting dormant in the annals of the Patent Office, because the design for this clever monkey wrench was from 1927, but it was picked up and re-engineered by the creative builders at Metmo. And this is the result. This is the Metmo Grip. It's a quick adjust wrench, bottle opener, box opener, hex driver bit holder, and even a hammer. Then again, everything's a hammer, so maybe that's not so special. The action on this work of art also makes it a fantastic fidget toy. I've had this thing for around a month now, and I can't stop playing with it. I've used it on my motorcycle, opened boxes, and play with it for hours at my desk. It's functional, it's fun, and without a single mark of branding on it, it's absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for a creative gift for the tool fan in your house, I couldn't recommend it more. Now, full disclosure, I didn't find Metmo myself. They actually found me and offered to send me one with no obligation to make a video about it or anything, but I would 100% buy another one. Now, these guys ship from the company in UK for about $128 with shipping to the States. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description. Now, if you have a cool tool that you think that I'd like, please tell me about it in the comments below.
It's time for our tool deal of the week. For our Bosch fans, you can get a free 8 amp hour starter kit with one of 11 different Profactor tools. That kit is worth $229, and to make it easy, our friends over at Ohio Power Tool have put all 11 tools on a single page to help you make your decision. I'll include a link below.
Now, before we get to our last few videos, just a reminder that tomorrow is our monthly production crew giveaway. You can join Sarah and I right here on Belts and Boxes on Saturday, October 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be calling a random channel member and letting them choose between one of 4 different shelves, each filled with over $2,000 in power tools. We also give away gift cards, tools, and accessories to people who just show up and join us in the live chat, so I hope you stop by.
Tools and Stuff makes a point not to review Rigid tools, but he does review AEG, which is Rigid in New Zealand. And this week he picked up the AEG framing nailer and actually did a bit of framing. It's a great review, a good nailer as it turns out, and you get to learn something new, like The blocking we put between studs here in the States is called dwangs in New Zealand and Scotland, and nogging in the UK and Australia.
Ryobi is still insisting that we take their tools onto the job site by expanding their powerful and capable line of 1+ HP tools. And this week, the guys over at Pro Tool Reviews decided to take a closer look at one of their latest. That's the Ryobi 18-volt 1+ 6.5-inch circular saw, and they decided to run a bunch of rip cuts through OSB and cross cuts through 2x4s in various angles to see if this is up to the job or not. You can find them over at Pro Tool Reviews.
Tim Johnson over at Shop Tool Reviews got the all-new Milwaukee M18 carry-on, threw on his testing hat, and proceeds to put it through a series of tests. He discovers it can power a lot of different tools, but in the midst of his testing, he makes this statement.
Jesus is not in there making electrical pixie dust out of thin air. It's just not happening. So
I'm sorry, Tim, but if Jesus isn't in there making electrical pixie dust, where is he? What did you do with Jesus, Tim?
Stay on track, Sarah.
Sorry. Essentially, using 4 M18 batteries at a time means you can get a lot of things done even when an electrical outlet is out of reach. But as Tim finds out, it's not a perfect design, and Milwaukee seems to have left out several features that he really wanted to see. And Jesus isn't in there, so I'm not sure anyone should buy it anyways. But you be your own judge over at Shop Tool Reviews.
Earlier in the show, we showed you Jim Davis's video from Philly Fix, where he put an anvil on an impact, which was, cool, I guess. But earlier this week, I got an email from a guy named James Almeida. Hope I'm not screwing up your name, bud. He had just published a video detailing a mod of his own. He decided to build a custom drill attachment for his Milwaukee installation drill driver that accepts Centrotech bits. Now, Centrotech is Festool's ultra light, ultra short, ultra secure, ultra expensive, but ultra cool drill bit and driver bit system. And now, after designing and 3D printing 2 plastic parts and 1 3D printed metal part, James can use them on his Milwaukee installation drill, effectively claiming the crown of snobbiest guy on the job site. Not only is his project video really fun to watch, but he even shares his 3D models for free, and he even added his metal part to Shapeways, where you can just log onto the website and order one for $40. This guy's doing some really cool things, sharing it with the community at no charge, and I hope he does more. So do me a favor and head over to his YouTube channel. Give it a watch, and if you think he deserves it, give the guy a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment, and drop him a sub so you don't miss any of his future projects. As of today, he's at like 29 subs. I think we should give him his first 100 to encourage him to keep making great projects like this one. You'll find him at James Almeida here on YouTube.
So are you guys joining us tomorrow at 3 p.m. for our live show and Power Tool giveaways? I hope so. I want to thank Skill and Spider for sponsoring this episode. We could not do this without you.
Oh, and speaking of Spider, we're going to be giving away more Spider Pro accessories to people who are in the live chat.
Yep.
So again, be there tomorrow. All right, guys, if you can, do something kind for someone else this weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Bye.